Have you heard people talk about pre-selling or just using that word with reference to online courses, but maybe you're not 100% sure what that means or how to do it? Well, today I am going to show you the steps that you need to take to pre-sell your online course. So don't go anywhere. Hey everyone, welcome back and hello. If you're new here, my name is Janelle and I help business owners to create and market online courses. So today we are going to cover the steps to pre-sell your online course. And not only the steps, but really break down why this is so important and why I believe every course creator needs to do it. So let's start with what the heck is a pre-sell? Pre-selling is very straightforward. It simply means to sell your course before you create it. And that's it. Now, if you're a smart course creator, you are probably on to the next question, which is, why should you do that? What's in it for you? So there's 4 key reasons or benefits to pre-selling your course. Number 1 is it validates your course idea. If you've been on my YouTube channel, you've at some point heard me talk about validating your course idea, which is to find out if your audience wants it. Well, the only true way to validate is for people to pay you money. And guess what? A pre-sale is just that. It's people saying, hey, I want this thing so much that I'm going to pay for it before it's even ready. So definitely pre-sale if you're trying to see if your audience wants your course idea. Now, the second reason to pre-sell is because it is going to keep you accountable and motivated. So if you're someone who needs accountability and who needs that extra motivation to get your course done, this is a great way to have that, because people are going to put up the money and now it's on you to make sure that you deliver. So this can be a great way to stay accountable and finish your course. Third benefit is pre-selling is a great cash injection for your business. For your course specifically, there's going to be costs associated with creating your online course. And one of the best ways to get the money for those costs is to pre-sell. So this is something that a lot of people don't think about, but it makes perfect sense. And I definitely recommend keeping this in mind. And the last benefit, or not really the last, but the last one on my list, is pre-selling is great if you are just starting out because it helps you to build your email list. So for a lot of course creators, I hear, I don't have an email list. I don't know where to start with email. Well, if you have your sales page up for your pre-sale and people are putting in their information and they're buying, you can save those emails, and that, my friend, is you starting your email list. And even better, you've got an email list full of people who want what you're selling. So you just hit the jackpot. All right, so those are the 4 benefits to pre-selling your online course. So now let's talk about the process of pre-selling. Now, everything that I do is all about trying to keep things simple for you. So we're going to do the same thing with the process. Pre-selling, you're going to run your pre-sale just like you would anything else. Just like you would launch anything else, you're going to launch your pre-sale. So the first step that you want to take is to build awareness. You want to start getting eyes on your content. And this isn't so much about your course. It's just making sure that people are aware of the problems you solve and who you are. So putting regular content out there for at least 30 days before you're planning on pre-selling or launching something is always a good idea. So building awareness. And then next, at some point, you're going to want to announce that you have something coming up for sale, right? So this is what's commonly called as the pre-launch phase of marketing your course. And it's simply where you now announce to your followers, preferably people on your email list, but you announce to everyone that you've got this course coming up and you're going to want some feedback. So that is the next step that you want to take in the process. And then thirdly, you're going to educate them. You're going to nurture the people who are interested, right? So whether that's on your email list or regular content on all of your channels, you're going to want to put out some educational content over a period of time. And then lastly, you're launching, right? So you're going to open up your cart, your shopping cart, and say, hey, this course is available for purchase. So those are the 4 steps in the process. It's just like any other launch. You're building awareness and gaining attention. You're announcing, you're nurturing, and then you're making it available for purchase. And at some point, you're going to close that cart and you're going to go off and work on your course and launch it. Okay, so let's get into some tips as well as some myths that I want to dispel when it comes to pre-sales. So the first one is a big one, and that is your course does not need to be complete for you to pre-sell it. It's totally unrequired, and in fact, it goes against the definition of a pre-sale. So you're selling your course before it is ready. Now, personally, I have seen people pre-sell their course and their course isn't ready for up to 3 months. I've seen people go as long as 3 months for their course to be ready. Now, in this case, people are creating a course that's going to be self-paced, right? So they're creating a program and then they're saying, hey, you bought this a few months ago. It's ready now. I recommend going no more than 2 months if you're going to take that route. I just think 3 months is a bit too long, but I've seen people do it. That being said, my next tip is I recommend pre-selling a live pilot instead of going off in a cave after you have your pre-sale and working on your self-paced online course. Do a live run. It's going to be so much easier, and you don't have to have all of your content ready. You can do a live run and just have maybe 30% of your content ready. That's what I advise my students. So definitely don't worry about having your course complete and do a live pilot. You can do live sessions over Zoom and then have whatever worksheets and materials that you want loaded into your courseware. And that's going to be the easiest way to do your first run, version 1.0 of your course. So the third tip is do not just put a sales page up and hope that people buy and call that a pre-sale. Your pre-sale needs to be active. It needs to be an active launch. You're going to launch it just like you would anything else. You're going to have a launch plan and work that plan, right? You're going to have stages of your launch for your pre-sale. So don't just put a sales page up, wait to see who shows up, and then get discouraged. Plan out your launch just like you would anything else. All right. And then my last tip is definitely sell via email. Don't discount email marketing. It's the number one way to sell, in my opinion. And you also want to include any other channels where you have an audience, where people are engaging with you regularly, especially if they're converting to leads or customers. You definitely want to have email plus those channels. All right, so let's talk about what you need to pre-sale. We haven't talked about this yet. And just like everything else, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to need a sales page. You're going to need email copy, right? We talked about the importance of using email to sell. So you're going to need email copy. At a minimum, you're going to want to have your launch sequence written. It's just going to make it easier for you. So you'll need email copy. If you're going to have pre-launch emails, you're going to want to have those written out as well. So sales page, email copy. You also will need a shopping cart, which is simply a way for people or a place for people to put in their credit card information. Now, this can get confusing for people. So let's take a moment and talk about what a shopping cart is. If you're using the sales page that's part of your online course platform, then the shopping cart is already integrated. So you don't have to stress out about this, right? So if you're using Thinkific sales pages or Podia sales pages, then people can go there and they'll be able to click buy and they host the shopping cart. But if you're using a third-party landing page solution for your sales page, like LeadPages or ClickFunnels, then you're going to need to connect a shopping cart so that people can put in their credit card information. So you can link directly to the shopping cart for your course platform, or you can use something like Samcart or Thrivecart, which creates checkout pages for people to put in their information. So the bottom line is, depending upon, just figure out which method you're using. Are you using the built-in landing pages from your course platform, or are you using a third party? And then if you need a shopping cart, I recommend Thrivecart or Samcart. All right. So what else do you need? The others are optional. Those are the 3 essentials. The other things that you need really just depends on how you're marketing. So if you are putting together ads to get traffic, then you're going to need your creative assets for that. Same thing goes with social media. If you are doing webinars, then you're going to need to put together your webinar. So that's really all it comes down to. Those 3 key things: your sales page, shopping cart, and your email copy, and then any optional creative assets that you need depending upon how you're promoting. So in today's video, you learned what a pre-sale is. You learned the benefits of pre-selling your course. You also learned the process and the steps to go through, as well as some key tips to keep an eye out for, and the things that you need to complete a pre-sale. So let me know if that's helpful. If you have ever pre-sold your online course, let me know down in the comments. If you haven't and you're thinking about it, then let me know that as well. I would love to hear from you and find out what you're working on. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.